Hello, welcome to episode 15 of Little Bobbins Knits. My name is Dani and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Little Bobbins. We have a Ravelry group which you can find by searching Little Bobbins Knits. And all of the show notes for the podcast can be found at littlebobbins.co.uk. So thank you so much for being here today. I feel like I haven't got much done this week. I had a 2-day migraine and then I've been trying to get some custom orders done for lovely people who've ordered things from my shop. So the knitting feels a bit low, but I thought I'd podcast anyway because otherwise I might have an abundance of things to show you next week and it will take far too long. So before we start, I just wanted to mention a podcast that I've been really enjoying this week. I came across the Fluffy Fibres podcast. It's an audio podcast hosted by Isabel, who lives in southern France, and it's such a lovely podcast. She talks to us about her knitting, obviously, but also spinning and sewing, and she's really engaging and really interesting, and yeah, I've been really enjoying that, so I've been catching up on the past episodes. And this weekend she put out her first video episode, which was just lovely. I enjoyed watching it so much. It was lovely to be able to see her projects as she was talking about them. And she has a completely beautiful cat who, looks so cuddly and precious. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching that, and I've been really enjoying listening to that. So if you haven't listened yet, do give it a listen and a watch because it's a really lovely podcast. So today I've got some works in progress to show you, no finished objects, a little bit of spinning, which I think is the first time I've showed you spinning. I've got some lovely things to show you, and then we'll have a bit of a chat about the little along that's coming up and our cup cozy swap. So, I do feel all disorganised today. Bobbins here pouring at my hand because he wants to be stroked. I've got a little cup of coffee in my sheep mug to try and spark my brain into action this morning. Right. So, I've been working on my campsite again a little bit this week. In my lovely big fondant fibre bag. And this project, I don't know what it is. I love it. I absolutely love working on it. But for every row I knit correctly, I knit one wrong and then have to take it back. As you can see, I've wound the yarn around the ball band. I had to take it back again. I think it is just because it's so simple that your brain just does stop concentrating, and because the rows are quite long, I think it's quite easy to just stop thinking for a little while. So I was knitting away happily, and then I found that I'd missed a yarn over a couple of rows back, so I had to rip it back. It was only a couple of rows and I'm still really enjoying the project, so it's fine. I've just started this more lacy section here. And this is in the UK alpaca and Blueface Leicester blend. It's still looking rather huge. I can't even stretch out one half on the needle without it getting a bit cramped. But yeah. And it's a really difficult colour to photograph because it's not as purple as that, it's a bit duskier. But it's really lovely. As much as I'm loving knitting it now, because I keep making mistakes, I'm sort of thinking, okay, I think I just need to get this one done now. I'm just pretty certain after every right side row I'm going to have made a mistake and have to go back. And I can't just fudge it because I love the project so much. I want it to be as perfect as I can make it. So that's The Campsite by Alicia Plummer. My next work in progress, I haven't knit on this for a little while. I dug it out because I'd made a mistake on that and was sulking with it for a little while, and my brain wasn't feeling quite up to doing another project that I'm working on right now. So I got out the Sephora hat by Woolly Wormhead. I started this, must have been in November. It was her mystery knit along, most recent mystery knit along, and I just love this hat. It's got a lovely folded brim and these nice little faux cables, which are really nice and simple to do. I have made one that's slightly larger than all the rest, but I'm calling it a design feature. I got counting again. It's always the counting that foxes me, but never mind. So this is Madelinetosh sock in the vintage sari colourway, and I love it so much. It's sort of pink and it's got flashes of lilac and flashes of taupe. It's just a beautiful colourway. And I was getting a bit paranoid because I didn't swatch for this because it's a hat, and I don't swatch for things that I don't absolutely have to. So I put the hat on waist yarn so I could try it on, and luckily it fits really well. So I'm relieved about that. I'm not sure what I'll do about blocking it because I know superwash wool grows, doesn't it, when it's blocked. So I might just give it a bit of a spray and block it that way instead of submerging it fully in water. So I'm enjoying that I've got that back out again, and I think I was sort of slowing down on it because I didn't know if it would fit, and because it's on 2.5mm needles, what are they, US 1.5s, it's very small and it's quite hard on my hands to do this for some reason. I don't know if it's because it's mostly pearl or what, but yeah, I think I was stalling on it just in case it wouldn't fit. I was just a bit worried about that. So now that I've tried it on and it fits fine, I feel like I'll get going on that a bit. And it's a nice simple pattern. I've got to do this for another about 3 or 4 inches, so it can just come along with me now, and I can knit it in all the spare moments when I'm out and about. And that's in my lovely little bag from A Speckles, Anna. It's so cute, I love this bag. You're a good boy. We're dog sitting for another dog at the moment. She's much bigger than Bobbin. She's a Havanese and Poodle cross, I think. So she's quite big and Bobbin gets quite overwhelmed. She's not very keen. He's not very keen on having to share attention, especially not with this huge dog that's just wandering around his house, picking up his toys. He's not very good at sharing. Now this is an exciting one. I follow Melody, who is Bee Mandarins on Instagram. I think she's the same on Ravelry. I'm not certain, but she has a podcast called Mandarins, I think. And she has a really inspiring blog as well, and I forget the name of that, and it's because I just subscribe, so I don't have to go searching for it. It just comes up on my subscriptions, but I'll put all the links in the show notes. But I saw on her Instagram she was asking for test knitters for her new shawl pattern, and I'd seen her post little sort of sneak peeks of her shawl. It just looked beautiful. It's sort of lacy with some stocking stitch and garter stitch and this beautiful points at the border. Lovely, really, really pretty. So I immediately messaged her and asked if I could be a test knitter, and she said yes, so I was very excited. So I've got this much done so far. Again, really awkward to show because it's on a needle that's too short for it really. How's this going to work? Oh, Oh, another needle. Oh, thought it was stuck down my sleeve. It's not, it's fine. But yes, so this is how far I've got so far. It's a lovely combination of these stocking stitch panels. These little dark spots, you can't see them in real life. It's so interesting what shows up on the camera that your eye can't see. And it's got lacy bits and twisted stitches. So it's really lovely. I'm interested to see what it's going to look like when it's blocked as well. But it's beautiful and I'm really enjoying knitting it. But because it's a test knit and there's not a deadline per se, there's just a, if possible, do it as quickly as you can sort of thing. I'm not knitting on it when my brain's not working, and I'm putting in lifelines. I've taken them out now because I've got to put another one in. But yeah, I'm just threading some waste yarn through my stitches every so often, so that if I do make a mistake, as it's sort of time sensitive, I don't have to rip the whole thing back. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And I'm knitting it in this gorgeous yarn that I haven't tried before. It's an Old Maiden Aunt yarn, which I love, and it's her 80% superfine alpaca and 20% silk, and it's a sport weight. And it's called Pumpkin Pie, and it is a gorgeous golden orange colour. I think that looks a bit more yellow than it actually is. It does look edible. It's just beautiful, and it's very, very soft. I do think I'm not particularly sensitive to rough wools. This certainly isn't rough, but I think if you were ultra sensitive, it might have a bit of a prickle factor. But luckily I'm not particularly sensitive like that. So I love all the fluffy alpacas and just gorgeous. So I've got that much left on this ball. And yes, very much enjoying that. I think she's calling it Canopy. She's hoping to have it out sort of early February. So I need to get going with that. I'm knitting that on my Chiaogu interchangeables, which I'm really enjoying. But I'm using they're the red lace. They come with the red cable, the metal ones, but I'm using the cables from the bamboo Chiaogu interchangeables because they're twisty. And they're a little bit floppier, and as stupid as this sounds, the red didn't go with the wool. So I'm using these cables instead. I'm using a cute little stitch marker from the Wool Barn on Etsy, who has been dyeing up some completely fantastic colourways, speckles and just delightfulness. Can't wait till they get in the shop. So my last work in progress is my Follow Your Arrow 2 mystery knit along. So if you don't want to see it, then do look away for a bit. I saw spoilers before I started knitting this. I was gutted. It's because I had a headache and I've been trying to get custom orders done and things. I've just not had time to do much knitting, so I stupidly went on the internet, and I can't remember whether it was on Instagram or Ravelry, but I saw a spoiler. I was so gutted. But never mind. So I've gone with clue 1A. I think it was 1A. And it doesn't look like much yet, but it was very fun to do. I love this. Like a picot edge. You knit this separately and then knit the rest of the shawl with short rows to make it longer in the middle than at the edges. But yeah, it doesn't look like much yet. You can look again if you looked away. And I'm knitting this in the lovely Eden Cottage Yarns Hayton 4-ply, which is a merino cashmere nylon blend. so lovely to work with. I can't remember if I said last week, but I knit Mum a shawl out of this yarn and enjoyed every stitch because it's just beautiful yarn. And so I'm thrilled that I'm getting to knit something for myself out of it too. So I had to cut it there because I showed you my shawl again after I said that I wasn't going to show it again. So yes, I was just saying about using high as interchangeables for that, the sharps, which are working out really well because they're my favourite. And yes, I just thought I'd cut it out just in case. Do let me know in the episode thread, do you mind me showing the shawl because it's a mystery knit along? Because I could just not show it at all until it's finished, but the new clue's out today, so if you're knitting along you've probably got to the end of the clue as well by now. So yeah, let me know, because I do worry about spoiling it for people because I'm so anti-spoilers. So moving on, no finished objects, but I have some spinning, which is exciting. Only a tiny bit, but I thought I'd show you anyway. This sort of goes in with lovely things because I ordered some fuzzlings from fondant fibre. I lost all ability to speak or type when I got these in the post. I posted about it on Instagram and just lost my ability to spell. They're just so cute. So I'm thrilled that I got some. So there's a lovely pink one. They're seriously so exciting. They're beautifully processed. They're so much fun. It was actually really hard not to go straight back on fondant fibre and order some more. Lovely green one. And I got two of these ones. How fun do they look? Sparkle. And I don't know what this sparkle is because it's very soft. It's not like Angelina, but it's much thicker than Firestar. It's really nice. So they're going to be fun. I ordered 2 bags. Do they come with 6 in each or 7 in each? I'm not sure. A lovely green one. And then this one, that is just going to be so much fun to spin. I'm looking forward to spinning that one. And look at that bright little spot in there. And that one's a lot of fun too. So I started spinning one. I got this lovely little bowl from my Auntie Jack for Christmas. It's sort of white, it's got a lacy texture. And so I've put this with my spindle downstairs in the living room so that when I'm waiting for my tea to brew or watching Bobbin eat his dinner or any sort of spare moment, I can just pick this up and have a little spin on it. And it looks so pretty. I just couldn't bear having them all put away because they're so fun. So I've started spinning on this one, and I've only done a little bit. And I'm trying not to be too worried about how thick or thin it is. I'm just really enjoying the process. I think I'm going to make them just into a little batch of mini skeins and probably just put them in a basket for a while and look at them because they'll be so pretty. I'm spinning it on my 24-gram spindle from Michael Williams, which is a beautiful spindle to use. I really like it. Oh, Bobbin's trying to use them as pillows now. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely spindle. I'm not sure that he has sort of a shop front online. I contacted him after reading about his spindles in one of the UK spinners groups on Ravelry. They were saying how beautiful his spindles were, how well made and how well balanced and how enjoyable they are to use. So I contacted him and gave him a weight of spindle that I'd like, and 24 grams is about the weight that I usually spin on. And he sent me a spindle, and then I sent him a cheque. It was all quite old school. It was really, really nice, and yeah, it's a beautiful spindle to use. So I'm really enjoying that. I saw Molly of a Homespun House podcast got some fuzzlings too, so I'm going to really enjoy watching her spin hers. Because they seriously are so exciting. If you need cheering up for any reason, just get some of these sent to you in the post. You can't fail to be cheered by these just lovely little bundles of fluff. I really love that one. Do love grey. Oh, gorgeous. Anyway, stop playing with the fuzzlings. So that's one of my lovely things and my bit of spinning. Only tiny, but it's probably just going to be an ongoing thing for a while. And it also came with a lovely little sample of Merino, Wensleydale and Silk in her inked colourway, which is beautiful. I don't know what I'll do with all of the little mini skeins. I think Molly said she's going to make them into the little birds of happiness that she knits, which seems like a good idea. But I think I'll just sort of keep them for a while and see what they want to be. So yes, that's spinning. On to lovely things. I received some minis from Hazel, who is Hazy on Instagram and Ravelry. She contacted me about swapping some minis, and hers came in the post, which is very exciting. And they're lovely. And there's a bit of my hair, gets everywhere. Another. Anyway, so there's lots of lovely colours to go in my blanket there. I love this one. I wonder what that one is. It's just beautiful colours. I love that. And that one's so pretty as well. Flashes of red in with the brown and white, well, cream. So yes, I do love the vibrant ones, because I don't really have any of yarn this intense, so it's really fun to have the little bits and bobs for my blanket. So that was a lovely, lovely thing. So thank you, Hazel. I don't actually know if you watch, but thank you. And another lovely thing, I have had an almost uncontrollable urge, but it's clearly not uncontrollable because I have controlled it so far, but an extreme urge to cast on everything. It just comes in waves, and I just, oh, it's tough. But I've managed not to cast anything new on. I'd like to get that test knit done, because I know it's important for Melody to get all of those back so that she can get it published, and then other people can start knitting it, which must be so exciting when you publish a pattern, then seeing them pop up everywhere. But yeah, so I really want to get that done. And so I've managed to hold off so far. But one of the things that I'm desperate to cast on is this Into Trees hat. And that pattern is by Hannah Masijuska. Not sure how you pronounce that, but yeah, it's a really, really lovely hat pattern. It's in the latest issue of Pom Pom magazine. I got a subscription for this for Christmas, and I love Pom Pom magazine. I get the odd copy every now and then, but I'm so pleased to have a subscription. It's just such a beautifully put together magazine. Really nice wearable patterns and interesting things to read, and It's on lovely matte paper. It's just a lovely thing to own, I think. So I really want to knit that hat. And I really want to knit from these because I think it's so tempting, isn't it, when you've got patterns in books or magazines. I remember Knitting Den was talking about it, Denise, a little while ago, about how she wanted to set a challenge to herself to knit from her pattern books. I think that's such a good idea because I think it's easy to sort of get a magazine, flick through and then put it on the shelf and not knit from it. Just knit what you've got in your Ravelry library, or maybe just knit the newest pattern that's just come out that you've just found and can't possibly contain yourself to not knit, which is something that I do. So I would really like to try and knit at least one thing from each of these magazines, and gosh, that shouldn't be hard because the patterns are just beautiful. So many lovely patterns. Ooh, it's just a case of which to knit first, really. So I'd like to knit that Into Trees pattern, and I got some of this Rowan felted tweed. It's lovely. It's got blue and black flecks of tweediness in there. Oh, it's really nice. I don't know if it's going to be the right weight because it calls for a sport weight, and I'm probably not going to swatch, am I? So I'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, I got enough of that to do the hat. I think it's quite a slouchy hat, so like goes back quite far. Don't know if I'll do the full slouch, but I really like it, and I really like that it's got the ear warmy bits, flaps, ear flaps, that's what they're called. So yes, I had to go to Hobbycraft, and while I was there picked up those. I haven't used that yarn before. It's a blend of wool, alpaca and viscose. I assume the viscose is the tweedy inclusions, but it's quite soft and I think it's going to be very warm. So that's my lovely things. Speaking of my urge to cast on everything, it also manifested in an urge to dig out an old project. And I haven't cast on any more of these yet either, but I think it's coming soon. I dug out my old, my hexipuffs. Ooh! I started knitting this blanket in 2011. I think it was very, very soon after the pattern came out. I got completely swept up in it in Stephanie's just adorable video where she was getting far too excited about these hexipuffs, and yeah, so I started knitting a hexipuff beekeeper's quilt by Tiny Owl Knits, and I got such an urge the other day to knit some more hexipuffs. I don't quite know where it came from, but it just came and grabbed me, wouldn't let go, and I haven't knit any yet, but I've found these out. I knit a few in Angora, they're so fuzzy, and I knit a few in Kid Silk Haze, and a few with speckles, and a few out of handspun. So my task is really to go through these and see which ones are neat enough to use in a blanket, and then attempt to pick this back up again and start working on it. I think it will just be a really, really long-term, well, it already is a long-term project, isn't it, because I started it in 2011, but I think I'll just have a dedicated bag. See, I just make myself laugh, it's ridiculous. How many long-term projects can one person have? But anyway, no judging here, hey Bobbin. So yes, I'm going to put them all in a bag and have some dedicated needles to go with it, and just do the odd hexipuff whenever I fancy. It's a little handspun one too, but some of them are just horrifically misshapen and awful and just not neat at all, so I'm not going to use those ones. I might make them into something else. Like when I'm podcasting, I sit on a really uncomfortable stool. It would be so nice to have a little hexipuff cushion pad to sit on. That'd be really fun. I might do that with my handspun ones. Oh, I might do that with my handspun ones. That would be quite fun, wouldn't it? See, look at the difference in shape. Completely not the same shape at all. And it seems like on quite a few of them, they're this shape. So this part is much shallower than this part. And I wonder now if I'd use a different cast on and Kitchener them. Because I think I crocheted these closed. And I have no idea what cast on I used. Oh, I think I did long tail cast on, but over 2 needles. I must have not worked on these for a good couple of years. Oh, there's a little Angora one. And because they've been just away, they're all a bit misshapen and squashed. So, but there are some yarns in here that I don't have any yarn. I said, oh, sorry, Poppin. That's a little handspun one, but that's totally the wrong shape. And that was from a mini skein that I got, I think from Skein Queen, years ago. But yes, some of the yarns I don't have any of anymore, so it would be nice to immortalise them in a blanket. I love that yarn. I think that was a mini skein from Skein Queen as well. But again, it's just not very tidy, not very neat. I think that one I dyed with Kool-Aid. And these handspun ones, I don't know what the fibre was, but it's got sparkle in it, which excites me. But I may just give up on all these ones, make them into a nice little cushion pad, and then start again with Judy's Magic Cast On, and then Kitchenering them closed. I might, because they are all different sized. Like that one, I don't know what happened there, but that's ginormous. I don't even like that one, that's ugly, so that's not going in there. I do love this handspun though. The colours more than the spinning, because the spinning's not brilliant, but the colours are beautiful. And little speckly ones, I like those. And I really, really want to do some of the ones that have been Swiss darned with the embroidered pictures on. So I'd like to do some solid colours with the owls and foxes and all of the cute little things on there. Because I think that would be so much fun. And the flowers, and so yes, that's those anyway. That was a little bit of a tangent by. Oh, they're so much fun. So yes, I might start a whole new beekeeper's quilt. I might keep these Angora ones though, because they're squishy. So on to Little Long Chat. Last week I mentioned that Little Yellow Uke, Zena and I would be hosting a joint knit-along, which I'm very excited about. It will start on February the 1st and run throughout the month of February, and I've been so excited to see what you all plan to knit. It's really fun. I haven't been able to get on the boards very much and reply to people because of this week's just, I don't know what it's been, but it's just been and gone in a whirlwind of something. So sorry about that. I'm going to get back on and reply to people and get too excited about the things you're going to cast on and want to cast on everything as well, because some of the things that people have come up with are just so exciting. So I don't know if you've looked at the thread, but I saw Zabelle has just put in loads of pictures of things that she wants to knit, and they're all so cute. So that's really exciting. And then other people are going to knit ornaments. There seems to be quite a few people who are going to do a Bluebird of Happiness. I think I might have to join in with that because I've never knit one, and they're so cute, aren't they? So I might have to join in with you on that. And there are some people who are going to knit some things for little people and socks on tiny needles, and just the ideas in there are brilliant, and there are patterns that I've never seen before. It's such an exciting thread. And there's going to be some little cotton rabbits getting knitted up, so not necessarily the rabbit ones, but the patterns from Little Cotton Rabbit, which is brilliant because little was in the title, so I love that. So yeah, I'm going to go back and have a look at that thread and plan all of the things that I'm going to knit. And of course you can crochet as well. That's very, very welcome. I was thinking, how would this count for a little along? Spinning these little bumps of fibre, making little mini skeins or something out of these little fluffy lumps of goodness. And oh, I thought of something else. Oh yeah, if you're doing a sock yarn blanket, like the sock yarn squares that I'm doing, mitered squares, or barn raising, which I'm also doing, but I only have one square, or hexipuffs, then you could knit those and put those in the little along as well, because they're perfectly little. And yeah, so I'm really excited. Or if you're going to do the cozy, the cup cozy, for maybe use it in our cup cozy swap, or not, keep it for yourself, whatever you want to do. But that's a great thing to do as well. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. It starts on Sunday, is the 1st of February, isn't it? So it will start on Sunday. And I'm still getting the prizes together. We're going to have the bag from Fondant Fibre. It's just over there. I should have brought it over. I'll get it. So we're going to have this lovely bag from Fondant Fibre with the little sheet on. It's not a little bag though, it's huge and fantastic. So that'll be really nice for whoever wins that one. And my mum has donated a prize, which is very lovely. That should be here soon. So I'm excited to show you that. And I'll probably have one more prize, but I just haven't thought of it yet. So yeah, I'll announce all that nearer the time. I shouldn't have got these little hexipuffs out because now I can't stop fiddling with them. So I'm really excited to see what you cast on, well, you don't have to start on Sunday, but it all starts on Sunday, so what you cast on for the Little Along. And remember to use the hashtag LittleAlongCal on Instagram. And I just put Cal because Little Along, the Little Along hashtag was already in use, so it is KAL, but obviously crochet is very, very welcome, so just wanted to make that clear. So yeah, very exciting. And another exciting thing, oh, I keep playing with them. Oh, that's so annoying, isn't it? Stop. Another exciting thing is lots of you are interested in doing the cup cozy swap, which is going to be so much fun. So I've got to work out, I've never done a swap, like organised one before, so I've got to work out how that will work. And then I'll start up a thread, and perhaps I'll put a couple of prompts so that you could just say a bit about yourself, and if people want to tailor it to your favourite colours, then they can do that. Or I don't know that we should do a sort of specific size. Oh, I'm doing it again. I don't know if we should do a specific size cup cozy. I don't know if we should sort of put my cup is this size. I think we should probably just do an average size, because lots of them are quite stretchy or adaptable to different size cups, and I might have to buy a special cup for my cup cozy because I'm excited about joining in, because I think that would be quite fun. But yes, so I'll have a bit of a think about how that's going to work, and then I'll start up a thread maybe next week. And yeah, we can start working out who we're going to knit for, or crochet for, or sew for. Should we have it open so that you can sew a cup cozy as well? Because I've seen some lovely like travel cup cozies that are sewn. What do you think? Let me know in the episode thread what you think about that. I'm never having hexipuffs in front of me when I'm podcasting again. Just terrible. So, oh, and I did see something else that I thought was lovely on the Fluffy Fibres podcast. In her podcast group, she is doing a tea swap. And I thought, how perfect, being a cup cozy swap and then being a tea swap. And then you'll have lots of lovely new teas to try in your cozied cup. So I thought that was a lot of fun. So, I think that's everything I had to talk about today. I really appreciate you being here. Oh, I'm sorry that I kept on playing with the hexipuffs. Oh, very annoying. Thank you so much to everyone who's been in touch this week. I'm always so happy to hear from you, and I feel so grateful that I get to spend time conversing and with such lovely people. What a treat that is. It's just such a pleasure to be able to chat with such lovely people all the time, such kind and just lovely people. So thank you so much for being in touch this week, and thank you to everyone who's joined the group. It's really lovely to have you, and thank you to everyone who's subscribed on YouTube recently. It's just such a pleasure to have you. So I will look forward to seeing your Little Along projects and chatting in the board, because I'm going to get back to that this week. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week if you want to come back. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.